My beloved child, pause for a moment and listen carefully, because something quiet yet extraordinary is unfolding around you right now. There are moments in life that feel ordinary on the surface, moments that pass like any other day. But hidden beneath the routine of your daily steps, beneath the familiar rhythm of your thoughts, something subtle begins to shift. You may not notice it immediately. It does not arrive with noise or sudden spectacle. Instead, it moves gently, almost invisibly, like a quiet light slowly appearing before sunrise. And yet, this moment you are in right now is not ordinary. There is a reason this message has appeared in your path. A reason you felt the urge to stop here and listen. Somewhere deep inside you, there has been a question lingering. Perhaps you never spoke it out loud. Perhaps it stayed hidden even from your own awareness. But the question has been there, waiting. Waiting for the right moment to reveal its answer. Life often places small signs in front of us, tiny signals that something greater is unfolding. Most people walk past them without noticing. They are too busy, too distracted, too focused on what they believe they already know. But you paused. You are here now, listening. And that simple choice already tells a deeper story. Take a breath and stay with this message for a little longer. Do not skip this moment. Something meaningful is quietly approaching, and if you leave too soon, you might miss the very turning point that was meant for you. For a long time, certain things in your life may have felt confusing. Perhaps you experienced moments when plans did not unfold the way you expected. Situations changed direction without warning. People entered your life and then slowly drifted away again. At times it may have felt as if life was rearranging itself in ways you could not fully understand. But what if those moments were never random? What if every delay, every redirection, every unexpected pause was quietly preparing the ground for something far more meaningful than you imagined? Think about it carefully. Some paths close not because they were mistakes, but because they were guiding you somewhere else. Some answers remain hidden not because they will never arrive, but because the timing must be perfect. And sometimes, when a hidden truth begins to rise to the surface, it does not come all at once. It appears gradually, like pieces of a puzzle slowly revealing the full picture. You may have already noticed small changes within yourself recently. A shift in perspective. A sudden realization about something that once felt unclear. A moment of calm where there used to be confusion. These changes might feel small, almost insignificant. But often the most powerful transformations begin quietly, deep within the heart and mind. The outside world may still look the same, but something inside you is waking up to a new understanding. This is where the hidden truth begins its gentle reveal. And here is something important you must understand. When truth appears in a person's life, it rarely shouts for attention. It whispers. It invites reflection. It encourages you to slow down and observe what has always been there but was once hidden behind distraction or doubt. The truth does not force itself upon you. Instead, it waits patiently until you are ready to recognize it. Right now, you are closer to that recognition than you may realize. Stay here for a moment longer. Let your thoughts become still. Imagine the possibility that something meaningful has been quietly forming behind the scenes of your life. Imagine that every step you have taken, even the uncertain ones, has been guiding you toward a moment of understanding that is now beginning to unfold. There is a reason this message appeared before you today. Out of all the moments in your life, out of all the countless paths you could have taken today, you arrived here. That is not something to rush past. There is meaning in this pause. There is purpose in this moment of listening. And something even more surprising is waiting just ahead. You see, the hidden truth that is beginning to reveal itself is not something distant or unreachable. It has always been connected to you. It has always been quietly present within your journey. But until now, certain pieces were still falling into place. Certain experiences still needed to happen. Certain realizations still needed time to grow. Now the timing is beginning to change. You might feel a strange sense of curiosity right now, as if something important is about to be explained. That feeling is not accidental. When the mind senses that a deeper understanding is near, it becomes alert. It begins to search for meaning. It begins to notice patterns that were once invisible. And if you stay until the end of this message, something remarkable will become clearer than ever before. But before that revelation appears, there is something you must reflect on first. Think about the moments when life seemed to slow down unexpectedly. Times when plans paused, when opportunities shifted, when you found yourself waiting longer than expected for something to move forward. In those moments it might have felt frustrating. You may have wondered why things were not happening faster. But what if those pauses were not obstacles at all? What if they were preparation? Sometimes the most meaningful chapters of life begin only after a quiet period of waiting. Waiting creates space. Space creates awareness. And awareness allows the hidden truth to rise to the surface without resistance. This is why patience often reveals things that rushing can never see. You may now be standing at the edge of a new understanding about yourself and your path. The signs that once seemed confusing are beginning to align. Small realizations are forming connections with experiences from the past. And slowly, almost gently, the truth that was once hidden is stepping forward into the light. But the most surprising part of this journey has not yet been revealed. Stay a little longer. Because in the next part of this message, something unexpected will become clear, something that may completely change the way you see the events of your life so far. And once you see it, you may realize that this moment, this very moment of listening, was never accidental at all. For a moment, let everything around you become still. Because what you are about to understand next is something many people search for their entire lives but rarely recognize when it appears. The quiet truth unfolding in your life does not arrive with noise or dramatic signals. It reveals itself slowly, through awareness, through reflection, through those subtle moments when something inside you suddenly feels clear. And right now, that clarity is getting closer. Think back to the times when you felt a strange sense of guidance in your life. Moments when you followed an instinct without fully understanding why. Perhaps you made a decision that others did not understand. Perhaps you walked away from something that once seemed important. At the time, those choices may have felt uncertain. But now, if you look back carefully, you might notice something surprising. Those moments were not random. They were quiet turning points. Life has a remarkable way of placing certain experiences exactly where they are needed. Not to confuse you, not to challenge you endlessly, but to shape your understanding little by little. Every conversation, every delay, every unexpected change was quietly forming a path. A path that you could only truly recognize once you had walked far enough to see the pattern. And now you are beginning to see it. Stay here with this message for a little longer. Do not rush away from this moment. Something huge is waiting just ahead, and understanding it requires only one simple thing: your attention. There is a hidden rhythm to life that many people overlook. It is the rhythm of preparation. When something meaningful is about to enter your life, events often begin shifting quietly beforehand. You might notice certain situations closing, certain relationships changing, certain thoughts inside you becoming clearer than before. These changes are not signs of loss. They are signs of alignment. Imagine standing before a door that has been closed for a long time. For years you may have wondered what lies behind it. You may have even tried to open it before, only to find that the moment was not right yet. But slowly, as time moves forward, something begins to change. The handle turns more easily. The path leading to that door becomes clearer. And suddenly you realize something remarkable. The door was never locked. The timing simply had not arrived yet. This is where many people misunderstand their journey. They assume that delays mean something has gone wrong. They assume that waiting means they have missed their opportunity. But the deeper truth is often the opposite. Waiting is sometimes the very thing that makes the moment meaningful. Because when the right moment arrives, everything begins to make sense. You may already feel the early signs of this realization forming within you. A quiet awareness that something in your life is shifting. Perhaps you have started noticing patterns you once ignored. Perhaps certain memories from the past are now revealing new meaning. These realizations can feel subtle, but they are incredibly powerful. They are the first signals that a hidden truth is beginning to reveal itself. And here is something even more fascinating. The truth unfolding in your life is not something that suddenly appears out of nowhere. It has been with you the entire time. It was present in the lessons you learned, the patience you developed, the strength you discovered in moments when you thought you had none left. The truth was growing quietly within you. And now it is ready to be seen. But before it fully reveals itself, there is an important question you must ask yourself. What if the moments that once felt uncertain were actually guiding you towards something greater? What if the situations that seemed confusing were quietly preparing you for a deeper understanding of who you are becoming? Take a moment to think about that. Because when people begin to recognize the deeper meaning behind their experiences, something extraordinary happens. They stop seeing life as a series of random events. Instead, they begin to see the connections, the patterns, the quiet purpose behind moments that once seemed ordinary. And that realization changes everything. This is why you must stay until the end of this message. Do not skip ahead, because the most meaningful part is still approaching. The truth you are beginning to see now is only the beginning. There is another layer to this revelation. You see, the hidden truth appearing in your life is not only about understanding the past. It is also about recognizing what is quietly forming ahead of you. The experiences you have walked through were shaping more than your perspective. They were preparing you for something that is only now beginning to take form. A new direction. A deeper clarity. A moment when you look back and realize that everything was leading here. This is the moment when many people suddenly understand something they had been searching for without even realizing it. They see that their journey was never about rushing toward a destination. It was about becoming the person capable of recognizing the opportunity when it finally appeared. And you are getting closer to that recognition now. Perhaps you can feel it already. That quiet sense that something meaningful is unfolding behind the scenes of your life. It may not be fully visible yet, but the signs are there. The small changes in your thinking. The calm awareness replacing old confusion. The feeling that certain answers are finally within reach. These are not coincidences. They are signals. Signals that the truth you have been approaching is now beginning to step forward into your awareness. But there is still one more piece of this story you must see before everything becomes clear. And this next realization is the one that surprises people the most. Because when the hidden truth finally reveals itself completely, many people discover that the answer they were searching for was never outside them at all. It was always within their awareness, waiting for the moment they were ready to see it. That moment is approaching now. Stay with this message just a little longer. Because in the next part, something even deeper will unfold, a realization so powerful that once you see it, the way you understand your past, your present, and your future may change forever. Something within you may already be stirring right now, a quiet sense that the pieces of your life are beginning to arrange themselves in a way you had not noticed before. Because when a hidden truth begins to reveal itself, it rarely arrives as a single sudden realization. Instead, it unfolds like the slow rising of daylight. At first the sky only brightens slightly. The world still looks the same, yet something feels different. Then gradually, shape by shape, detail by detail, everything becomes clearer. That is the moment you are approaching now. For a long time you may have believed that certain experiences in your life were isolated events. A moment here. A challenge there. A delay that seemed unnecessary. A meeting that felt accidental. But the deeper you look, the more you may begin to notice something remarkable. Those moments were connected. Not in an obvious way, not in a way that was easy to see while you were living through them. But now, as you pause and reflect, a quiet pattern may begin forming in your mind. A realization that perhaps your journey has been guided by something more meaningful than simple chance. Stay here with this message a little longer. Do not rush away from this moment of reflection. Something huge is waiting just ahead, and understanding it may change the way you see your own story. There is a powerful truth about human awareness that many people never fully realize. The mind is incredibly skilled at focusing on what feels urgent in the present moment. Daily responsibilities, plans, expectations, these things often fill our attention so completely that we overlook the deeper movement of our own growth. But every once in a while, life invites us to slow down. To pause. To step back and see the larger picture. This message may be one of those pauses for you. Because hidden truths often reveal themselves when the mind becomes still enough to notice what has been quietly unfolding all along. When you stop rushing for a moment and allow your thoughts to settle, something remarkable happens. The events of your life begin to look different. They begin to form connections that were invisible before. And when those connections appear, a powerful realization follows. You begin to see that every experience has been shaping you. Every conversation you had. Every challenge you overcame. Every moment when you felt uncertain about where your path was leading. None of those moments were wasted. They were preparing you. Preparing your understanding. Preparing your perspective. Preparing your ability to recognize something important when the moment finally arrived. And that moment may be closer than you think. You might feel a quiet sense of anticipation building as you listen to these words. A feeling that something meaningful is about to become clear. That feeling is not accidental. When the mind begins to sense a deeper truth forming, curiosity naturally awakens. Curiosity is the doorway to awareness. And awareness is where hidden truths reveal themselves. Imagine looking at a puzzle that seemed impossible to solve for a long time. The pieces were scattered. Some of them did not appear to fit anywhere. Others looked similar but led to confusion. But suddenly, one piece falls perfectly into place. Then another. And another. Within moments, the entire image begins to appear. What once looked chaotic now makes perfect sense. That is what happens when a hidden truth finally rises to the surface of awareness. You begin to understand why certain moments happened exactly the way they did. You begin to see how experiences that once seemed unrelated were quietly leading you toward a deeper realization. And perhaps the most surprising part of all. You realize that the truth was never hiding from you. It was waiting for the moment when you were ready to recognize it. Readiness is an incredible force in life. Opportunities, insights, and meaningful connections often appear only when the person experiencing them has reached the level of awareness needed to truly understand them. Before that moment, the same truth could be standing right in front of them, and they would still not see it. But now something inside you has shifted. You are looking more carefully. You are listening more deeply. You are allowing yourself to notice things that once passed quietly through your awareness without recognition. This is how transformation begins. Not through sudden dramatic change, but through quiet moments of realization. Moments exactly like this one. And if you remain here until the end of this message, another realization will begin to form, one that may completely change the way you see the path ahead of you. Because the hidden truth unfolding in your life is not only about understanding where you have been. It is also about recognizing what is beginning to open in front of you now. Many people spend years searching for direction, wondering when their path will become clear. They imagine that clarity will arrive through a loud announcement or an obvious sign. But in reality, clarity often appears through something much quieter. Awareness. The moment you become aware of your own growth, your own strength, your own evolving perspective, that is when the path ahead begins to reveal itself. And something about this moment suggests that your awareness is expanding right now. Perhaps you are beginning to notice that the person you are today is not the same person you were in the past. Your understanding has deepened. Your patience has grown. Your ability to see beyond surface appearances has become stronger. These changes may have happened gradually, almost unnoticed. But now they are forming the foundation for something new. A new way of seeing. A new way of understanding your journey. And possibly, a new chapter that is quietly preparing to begin. This is why you were drawn to this message. Not by accident. Not by coincidence. But because somewhere within you, a part of your awareness recognized that the time had come to look more closely at the path you have been walking. And once you see the next piece of this truth, something remarkable may happen. You may begin to realize that the future you once wondered about is not as distant or uncertain as it seemed. In fact, the signs of it may already be appearing in small, subtle ways. But there is one more insight you must understand before that future becomes fully visible.